Good morning, year 6 students. Mingalaba, Sawan, Kali Vanakkam. Welcome to my English lesson. Today is Monday, 4th May 2020. Today's lesson objective is as follows. Know the spelling rules for word endings and prefixes. Know the spelling rules for word endings and prefixes. Do you remember the meaning of the word prefixes? Suppose if I give you a word, courteous. John is a courteous boy, but Jack is a rude boy. Jack is not courteous, Jack is rude. Another word for rude will be discourteous. So I add the three letters DIS, discourteous. Courteous is the root word. Courteous is actually the root word. It is the basic word, the root word. To the root word, we add three letters in front. Prefix. The word pre means before. Pre means before. So DIS is called the prefix. Prefix. So this is what a prefix is. Courteous means somebody who is very well behaved, somebody who is very courteous, that has a certain meaning. But when you add the prefix DIS, it completely changes the meaning of the word. Courteous is the opposite of discourteous. So when you add the prefix, the meaning of the root word changes. Discourteous means rude. And now I want all of you to turn to your learner's book, page 138. Learner's book, page 138. Before we start looking at sections 1 and 2, let us look at helpful hints. Adding a prefix or a suffix to a word will change its meaning. Now look at that sentence. Adding a prefix or a suffix to a word will change its meaning. We looked at prefix just now. Now what is a suffix? Here there are two words used. One is prefix, the other one is suffix. We looked at prefix just now. Suppose we look at this word, perfect. Perfect. The answer is perfect. That means it is correct. What is the opposite of perfect? Imperfect. Now, perfect is the root word. This is the root word. As we know, I am is the prefix. I am is the prefix. So perfect has a particular meaning. Imperfect is the opposite of perfect. When you add I am, the prefix, the meaning of the root word changes. Imperfect is the opposite of perfect. But what happens is, imperfect is an adjective. I want to change this into a noun. So I need to add ION. Imperfection. I add the letters ION, and this is called the suffix. So you have the root word perfect. When you add I am, it becomes imperfect. I am is the prefix. Imperfect is an adjective. I can change the adjective into a noun, so I have to add ION and it becomes imperfection, and ION is the suffix. And just to go a little further, suffix and prefix, what are they called? Now we looked at this in a previous lesson. It begins with the letter A, affix. Prefix and suffix refers to affix. So affix consists of prefix and suffix. Prefix and suffix are letters that are added to the root word and the meaning changes completely. And now let's move on to what we were looking at earlier on. So adding a prefix or a suffix to a word will change its meaning. Now, I am, IR, ILIN. These are prefixes which mean not. When words end in ENCE or ANCE, there are some words which end with ENCE or ANCE. It can be difficult to tell the difference as they both sound the same. Let us look at a few examples. Now, if you're not sure of certain things, don't worry, we will look at examples. Let us look at this example. Adjectives ending in ANT can change to nouns ending in ANCE. Elegant becomes elegance. Elegant. Sue was dressed in an elegant gown. Very beautiful, stylish gown. Elegant. Let me write down the word elegant. 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 Now, elegant is the adjective. You need to change the adjective into a noun. Sue wears an elegant gown. Elegant is the adjective. So I want to change elegant to become a noun. It becomes elegance. Elegance. ANT becomes ANCE. Do you notice? ANT becomes ANCE. Now, Sue was dressed in an elegant gown, very stylish and beautiful gown. That is an adjective. Sue portrays a lot of elegance. So, elegance is the noun. Okay, let us look at the next example. Adjectives ending in ENT. Some adjectives end in ENT. They can change to nouns ending in ENCE. Let us look at this example. Absent. Absent becomes absence. Absent. Let me write down the word absent. 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 John was absent from school today. Absent, adjective. We need to change absent into the adjective into a noun. John is absent today. How do you show John's absence today? So now it becomes a noun. Absent, ENT, becomes ENCE. So here in this instant, the adjective, the word absent is the adjective. It ends with the letters ENT. When you change this into a noun, it becomes absence. ENT becomes ENCE, as explained here. Now, I want all of you to look at section 1. Change these adjectives into nouns. Now, these are all adjectives. These words are used to describe things. So, you need to change these words into a noun. Change the adjective into nouns. For example, distant. Distant is the adjective. Are you able to see the distant future? Distant is the adjective. What is the distance between downtown Chinatown to Tuna campus? Distance is the noun. So change all these adjectives into nouns. Write the answers in the exercise book. Let's move on to number 2. Another helpful rule to know is that when a prefix is added to a root word, it will have an effect on whether there is a double letter or not. Improper. Now, proper is the root word. When you add IM, it becomes improper. Alright, active is the root word. When you add IN, it becomes inactive. Now, look at responsible. Responsible begins with the letter R. Let me write for you, it'll be clearer. Let us look at the word responsible. Responsible is the root word. The opposite of responsible. Now, responsible begins with the letter R. The opposite of responsible is irresponsible. You have to add the two letters IR. So, irresponsible has two R. The original word is responsible. This is the root word. This is the root word. When you add the prefix IR, it becomes irresponsible. It is the opposite of responsible. So irresponsible has two R. That's what it means. Alright? Let's move on to the next word. Literate. Literate is the root word. When you add IL, it becomes illiterate, double L. Now, add the prefix to each of these root words so that the spelling is correct. Now, you have all these prefixes. You have IM, you have IN, you have IL, and IR. You need to add all these prefixes to these root words. Now, some of the root words, the final words, may not have a double letter. Kindly look at this example and attempt this activity. Write all the answers. You need to add all the prefixes to these words. For example, mature becomes immature. Decent becomes indecent. Legal becomes illegal. Responsible becomes irresponsible, as shown here. So you have to write down all the words, add all the suffixes to these words. Sorry, the prefixes to these words, and write down the answers in the exercise book. I repeat, you have to add all the prefixes to these words. Write down the answers in your exercise book. Take a photo and show it to me on Class Dojo message. With that, we have come to the end of the lesson. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.